If I was going to use just one somatic technique to support my nervous system, it would be coherent breathing. I'm not saying this because I think it should be the only technique that you do. I'm just sharing with you the practice that has worked with me for the past 2 years. And it is the practice that has stuck with me when everything else has fallen to the side. I use coherent breathing approximately 2 or 3 times a day in just short 5 to 10 minute stints. And I thought it would be really advantageous to share what coherent breathing is, why I use it, and also how to do it. So in this video, I'm going to give a short demonstration. Now, before I get started, if you are somebody that has experienced an acute traumatic event, so you've had an event which has shocked and overwhelmed your system, often the breath can be directly impacted by an event like that. And so I strongly advise that if you feel that you would like to explore breath work after an incident and you're looking to heal from this type of event, that you reach out to a functional breathwork coach, either myself or somebody else that you can find online that is trauma informed, that can help you explore your breath patterns and help create a sense of safety in the body and can guide you to reconnecting with the breath safely and gently. Often the breath, whether it's acute trauma or any other types of events that have overwhelmed our nervous system, the breath is directly affected. And when we do have a breath checkup, we can identify how we are breathing, where we are breathing, how long we are breathing for, how long we are not breathing for. And this is really important feedback because the breath is so foundational to our nervous system health. It is directly connected to our heart, which is also directly connected to our nervous system. And working with the breath safely and gently is so nourishing and supportive if done gently and safely for regulating the nervous system and helping us heal from our trauma. So, what is coherent breathing? Coherent breathing is a smooth, soft, gentle, accessible breathwork technique, which involves us breathing in through the nose and down gently into the lower part of the abdomen. So, moving into the diaphragm and gently allowing our abdomen to expand in 360 degrees. So we're not just pushing the belly out, but we're allowing it, if there's a balloon inside us and we're allowing that balloon to expand. We breathe in through the nose and down into the belly for round about 5 to 6 breaths. And then we exhale out through the nose and gently allow that balloon to decompress. And we breathe out for a count of 5 to 6 breaths too. In total, there are 5 to 6 breaths in a minute. And this is known as the most optimum breathing pattern for nervous system health. It really improves. There are many studies out there that say how coherent breathing dramatically improves heart rate variability. So our ability to manage stress that comes in and out of the body and our heart rate responds to that stress. It tones the vagus nerve. So any kind of breath work is really good for vagal toning. And the vagus nerve is one of the most critical and primary nerves in the nervous system. And it helps us to retrain the breath after experiencing trauma, acute or otherwise, but also on a daily basis. Often when I can, it is such a great marker for letting me know where my nervous system is at. So when I start doing coherent breathing, I might find it difficult at the start of the practice. I might notice that my breath is more jagged. I might notice that it's not so easy for me to inhale for a count of 6. I might notice that I want to expel air more quickly. And that's because there is some stress and tension in my nervous system. And as I am bringing coherent breathing into the body, that helps smooth those dysregulated patterns or stressed patterns of breathing out. So it's a really great indicator of how much stress you're carrying in your body. And it's also really great for recalibrating the breathing patterns and helping to, for want of a better word, reset our breathing patterns, just helping it support it to come back to baseline. So that's the reason that I use it. I use it not to help me heal trauma. I use it to help nourish my nervous system and to just bring in the goodness and to bring in that connection with myself and with my body and be like, oh, okay, I'm here. Okay, what am I noticing? It's a really good opportunity to touch base with myself. I typically do this first thing in the morning when I wake up. I nearly always do it every single lunch break. And often I will do it at nighttime. And I would definitely do it as well if I wake up in the middle of the night and I cannot get back to sleep. So on any day, I might use coherent breathing for 5 to 10 minutes at a time, 4 different times. Typically, it's once or twice, either in every lunchtime and then either one of those other times. And I do it because it's so easy and accessible. And they're the times that I'm more typically likely to use it. But you can also use coherent breathing anywhere at any time, and nobody knows what you're doing. So you might be in a stressful situation, or you might be feeling some kind of anxiety, and you can begin to start counting your breath as you are walking around, moving around, talking to other people if you want to as well. So it's kind of invisible practice and very, very accessible and easy to do with patience and practice. How do we do it? So, as I said, we're going to breathe in through the nose. And I want you to place your hands down on your belly. I know you can't see me doing that, but my hands are down here. So you can place one hand, and often I would have one hand on my heart as well, just because it feels really nourishing and really nice to connect with myself in both of those places. So we're going to breathe in through the nose for a count of, I think before we get started, we're going to do it for a count of 4, and then move up to a count of 5, and then move up to a count of 6. Now, if you feel like 4 is too much, then bring it down to a count of 3. If you feel comfortable at 4 and you would like to gently expand to a count of 5, you can do that. And from there, after a few rounds of doing it for a count of 5, you can most likely go to a count of 6. But just stay where you are. Whatever works for you is what's best. You just want to move that tiny little bit past your regular capacity so that you are helping to get out of the existing pattern and to just expand your breath and slow your breath down just that little bit more. So what I don't want you to do is inhale too quickly. It's not that straightforward. Sometimes I catch myself doing this again if I've had more of a stressful day. So you really want to focus on gently inhaling, gently expanding the belly, gently exhaling, going slowly with this. It takes some practice. So it wants to be slow. It wants to be smooth. You have a hand on your belly and a hand on your heart, and we will start. You can sit up or you can lay down. So I'm going to count us in for about 5 or 6 rounds. And then I'm just going to say inhale and exhale because I'm going to join the practice too. So let's begin. So inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale. Exhale. 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 Last one. Inhale. Exhale. And just allow your breath to return to its normal pace. That was 3 minutes of coherent breathing. And for me, this is how I gently check in with myself every day and remind my nervous system that it's safe and that I'm here for it. And that's why it's non-negotiable for me, because it's so easy and so nourishing for me to connect with. But it did take some practice. My name is Donna Louise, and I am a trauma-trained somatic practitioner, functional breathwork coach, clinical EFT practitioner, and a trainee counselor. And I help people to get out of survival mode, restore their nervous system, and reconnect with themselves again. If you found this practice useful, please give the video a like. If you have any comments or questions, please go ahead and pop them in the comments section. I'd love to hear from you and see if there's a video I can make in response to any questions that you might have. Thank you so much for checking in today, and take good care.